Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today we have a pi-based puzzle. It's a little past Pi Day, but that's okay. They're always interesting puzzles. We've done one, I think we did one of these before, maybe one or two of them like this that were fun puzzles to get into. So I'm going to give this one a go as well. So it's called Pi Path by Certified Paint Freak. Okay, I thought I said Pain Freak there for a second, but Paint Freak. Don't think I've ever done a puzzle by them, so that's good. So, what are the rules? Starting on the green circle, which is this one, and ending on the red, which is this one, make a path of orthogonally connected cells in which the digits are in the same order as the first several digits of pi, i.e. the first digit on the path is 3, then 1, then 4, and so on. The path may touch diagonally, but not orthogonally. So, in general, we're creating some path that makes its way from here to here. Could go anywhere, do anything. And then that path will be in order as the number pi goes. And they've conveniently put those digits here in case you don't know past like the 5th digit, which I don't, so it's good to have it. So for convenience here, the first 30 digits of pi, you do not necessarily have to reach the 30th digit though. But anyway, we can make a path here. It can't touch orthogonally, so it can't double back on itself, but it could touch itself diagonally like that. So that would be applicable or usable. Then we got in box X, the first digit, top left cell in box, tells you the index of the digit X in that box. Okay, so I think what that's telling us is these digits are indexing digits. So whatever this digit is, it's going to tell you what position in the box this region's digit is. So this would be region 1. If this was a 5, let's say, I think it's saying that this would be the 1, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top left cell tells you the index of digit X in that box. Yes, so that makes sense. Okay, so these are the indexing digits to tell you where the 1 goes in this region, where the 2 goes in this one, with the 3, the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, etc. Okay, cool. That's cool with me. Then we've got digits separated by white dots are consecutive. So these are Kropkis. So those, and those will be consecutive digits. And then digits on gray squares are even. So we have 4 of those. These will be even digits. And those are the rules. So nothing crazy. Again, we're gonna have to figure out the path of pi on this thing. So looks like it's gonna be a fun one to get to. Let's give it a go. Links in the description below. So I think the first thing we need to do is put 3 in here, because the very first digit is 3. Now there's going to be a 1 at some point, but we don't know where this thing goes, so any of these could be the 1. We're probably going to, I'm trying to remember, it's been a very long time since we did that other pi puzzle. I think you have to kind of work your way through, and there's going to be possibilities that will not be feasible dependent on how the next digit works. And I think the indexing is going to come into play with that. But let's put these in as even digits just to get rid of them and have them done. Now, the one other thing we do know about, well, I was going to say it's indexing for regions. We always know that the digit of the box will be indexed, but that obviously will occur. So, is it possible for either one of these to be the 1? This either 4 or 8 would be up here. And if this was a 1, this would be a 2. I don't know that that causes any problems. Now, we don't know what the final digit is yet. We have to find our way to it. And depending on how many trips and whatever we make will depend on what will determine what that final digit is. Okay. So, I don't think we can, because the next is 3.14. So whichever way we go with the 1, we have to take another step to get to the 4. Okay, so that will rule. Oh, no, it doesn't actually. I was going to say it's ruled out the 4 from being here, but it doesn't, because it could be 3, 1, 4, and this could just be a 4 over here with a 5 next to it. That's not part of the path at all. Huh. Interesting. So punch the microphone. And this being a 1 would force a 2, but it doesn't mean it can't just go up or down to the 4. Okay. How the heck do we get started on this thing? I don't see any obvious reductions to any of these first options of where the 1 could go. I mean, there's really tons of ways the path could go. I seem to recall, though, okay, that's what it is. I had a little flashback. I seem to recall that because towards the beginning of pi, there are a couple of repeat digits. This is never going to be a 1. Because if we go 3, 1, we have to do 4, 1 for the next 2 digits. Well, we can never get out of this region to do that. This is not a 1. So that's not a 4. So we can't go 3, 1, 4 to here, obviously, because that won't work. So this is not 4. We can't go 3, 1 to 4 up to here. That won't work. But we could do 3, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, or 1, whatever. So one of these two is going to end up being the 1. Oh wait, this can never be the 1. There we go. Because if we go down to a 1 here, we can't get back out to a 4. So this is our 1. Okay, good. We're starting to get the brain to work again. Now we know we have to go down to get to the 4, and I'm going to start coloring our path. I'll use green so that we can differentiate the digits from non-paths. This is not 2. Now we have a 4 here. We can't go backwards to the 1 because we can't touch orthogonally. We can't go down here to repeat, so this is 1. Now the next step is going to be a 5. So one of these two is a 5. And then it goes to a 9. Which means one of these is the 9. Then it goes to a 2. Now this could be a 2, this could be a 2, this could be a 2, this could be a 2. There are a few options here. Well, oh, yeah, because you can't go 5 and 9, you can't do that, but what else? There's something about this that one of these that breaks this thing like we did up here. 5, 9, 2. 5, 9, 2. The question is going to be, how far down the line are we going to have to go for some of these before we start to see a problem? Boom, 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 boom. Those are the locations where the next 2 could go. After that, it goes to a 6. That's a bunch of places. But then after the 6, it has to come back to a 5. Well, it could just go up here, could go over here. This guy could come down. This guy could go over. Well, I guess this can't be a 6 then. Because if we're getting to this 6, we're 4, 1, 5, 9, 2, 6. We have to get to a 5. We already put a 5 in there, so this can't be. same would... Oh, wait, that doesn't... We had another way to go. 1, 5, 9, 2, 6. This could be a 5. One of those would be 5s. It seemed like we're going too far. And we should be able to make a determination about which way this 5 goes. 5, 9, 2, 6. And then it could drop down. 5, 9, 2, 6, and then it could drop down. 5, 9, 2, 6. Well, it couldn't ever... This way couldn't ever go to this one, but this one could. So if we were to come this way, this would always be the 5 to continue. Well, or one of these two, if we went upwards. Still doesn't seem like it's enough of a restriction. Poobadooba-doo. I was also trying to see if we can start removing options from these because of the options that we're putting in, but it doesn't really seem like you can. Because yeah, we can say there's 2 6s and blah, 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 but we don't have to take the path that goes into this region with the 2s and 6s. One of these is a 1. Well, I guess that does help. Because if we were ever to go this way with the 6, the 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, we can't get out because this... No, it's not true. This could be a 5. Shoot, I'm getting all kerfuffled. What the heck? One of these is a 3, but that's not helpful. How the heck do we continue on this thing? I seem to remember not having as much of a problem getting going in the other puzzle we had done. Or 1, 5, 9, 2. One of these could be 6. One of these could be 5. 5, 9, 2. One of these could be 6. Could have multiple locations for 5s. It seems like we've got to get to a point where at the 5, 3, 5, but this is really starting to already get out there. So let's think about from each position of 6, if it's ever possible to do a 5, 3, 5. There we go. The answer from here is no. Because we would have been doing this, we'd have to get out. So it would be 6, 5, 3, 5. We can't repeat the 5. This can't be a 6. 6, 5, 3, 5 wouldn't work, but 5, 3, 5 would work. So that's not ruled out. This could be a 6 with a 5, 3, 5. No, that doesn't work. 5, 3, 5 doesn't work. 6, 5, 3, 5 would work. Hmm. 3, 1, 4, 1. So in these groupings, or any of these 3, this is a 5 and this is a 9. Let's do something. Hold on. Let's do red and black. Or maybe not. Let's do red. And let's do blue for this way. And then we can do like a purple. So we can start to think a little more solidly about the specifics of where we're going. So 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 9. Then we go into a 2. And then the 6. So if this was a 5, 9, 2, 6 on this roadway, we have to drop down because we can't, well, we could go up, I guess. But if we went up, we can't get out because it'd be 6, 5, 3, 5. 6 can't go there. It could go down. 5, 3. It could go back in. Oh, I thought we were going to be ruling out this 6, but there is a possibility we could do 5, 3, 5. Because we would have a line like this that doesn't touch itself. Oh, no, wait, that doesn't work. Sorry, because that's 5. 9, 2, 6, 5, 3, 5 won't work. 6, 5 won't work. 6, 5, 3, 5 won't. Okay, this can't be a 6. Oh boy. 2, 6, 5. I feel like this one's going to be out too. Because if we're doing this 2 going down this way to this 6, next digit has to be a 5, which means we have to go this way. And it really doesn't matter which one of these two does it, it's the same thing. We have to go to 5, but we can't get out of this region with the 3, 5. Because you do 3, 5, you got 2 5s looking at 3, 5, you're back in the same problem. That's not the 6. Okay. 2, 6. Again, we said we can't go down this way. Because the second we get to the 6, we have to go either way with the 5. We already used the 5. So this is not 2. The red line will continue here. And then it has to go up. Then what do we do? I think we break it here too, because I thought we had gone through some things. 6, 5, 3. No, we could do that. 5, 3, 5. 6, 5. We can't go this way. It would have to go up this way. 5, 3, 5. Five would just mean this is either 4 or 6. What happens after the 5? 8. Well, we can't come down, so let's continue the process, because we're going to have an 8, 9, 7, 9 situation here now. So 8, 9, 7, we can't ever do that, because we have to put another 9 in any of these positions, and every single one would break. Okay, we've ruled out, there we go, this as a possibility. Red can't exist in that state. Cool. So this is 5. This is 9. I guess we can change our color here now to say we have a divergence here that we could possibly do. These are both in. 2, we're either going to one of these two places. Let's look at the paths. If we were to go this way, we could go to 6, 5. No, we can't. We ruled that out because it would be 6, 5, 3, 5 doesn't work. 6, 5, 3, 5 doesn't work. We can't go down this way. So let's get rid of that. Turns out we are going this way. Good. Let's get rid of these markings and add this in. And you are green. Good. Now one of these is going to be a 6. This is not a 2, by the way. And it can't be a 6 because one of these two will be. This can't be a 6 either for the same reason. So after we get to the 6, we have to find another 5. So here or here. Then we do our 3, 5. We can't go this way and turn back. We can't make it out of here. 6, 5. We couldn't obviously go up to a 5. Green. We're here at 5 now. Good. We need now 3, 5. Any of these could technically be 3s. This one actually can't, because if we go 5, 3, we have to have another 5. The only way to get is go over here, but that's the same as this. So one of these is our 3. And this is always a 5, because no matter if we go this way, where do we put the 5? Can't go here or here, so it has to come down. If we come down to here, we can't put a 5 here because we can't turn back, and that's an even digit. We can't put a 5 here because we can't have it in the same column. So this is 5. So no matter which way we go, we're over here now. And we have to now have an 8, which is one of these 2. Now we're never going to be able to get out of here. So we're pathing ourselves into this circle now. So after the 8, we have to hit the 9. So one of these 3 will be the 9. One of these will be a 7. And we're going to have to end that 7 because we can't do a 9, 7, 9. So this is 7. Okay. So we have boom, boom, boom. We have boom, 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 boom. This can't ever be a 9 because we would never be able to get out of here. Okay. Those are our options for our paths to finalize this thing. Now let's see if we can get into having enough information on any of this to go any further with our Sudoku or something similar. What digits do we have that we can actually figure that out? I don't know, because we don't have a whole lot of digits. I feel like we didn't go far enough. To create enough digits. 9s, okay. It's either 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, or 8, 9, 7. There's a possibility this comes down this way. To make sure we don't miss out on that. Okay. One of these is a 4, which means one of these is a 4. One of these is a 1, which means one of these is a 1. Anything else? Ones, twos. No, we can't rule in a 3 or anything like that. Okay. So we know those are, one of those is 5. What else do we know? These guys don't see quite enough to finalize them. One of these is a 3. Gonna have to work something out here. Where are you? If that was a 3, you would force this to be a 3. One of those. I don't see any problem with that. Oh, I haven't even thought about indexing. Obviously, we're going to have to do that. This is an 8. 3, 4. This, no. This is a 2. Because this is telling us where the 4 is. It's in the second position. This is the 5th, so this is a 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we don't, okay. There's some information we can work with now, hopefully. One of these is a 2. We had an 8, but that doesn't really help us too much. We have a 9. We might have to do a little bit of indexing work. We do. Okay, there we go. This is 9, so this is 9. Therefore, this one isn't. So our blue section here can't occur. What else? Dooby-dooby-doo. Say, where could a 2 go? We might have to go into the indexing like that. This is a 3, 8. And go through options. These are 6 and 7. Okay, the 6 says this is 7, 6. No, there's a 1 down here. We know the 5's in the 9th position. The 6. Okay, we can do a little bit of work with that because we know one of these is a 6 and it can't be this one. So this is a 5, 6 pair. Now that says that this has to either be 2 or 3. It can't be 2. So this is 3, 6, 5. This is not 6. These are given digits now. 7 and 8, which forces a 4. Get rid of those. This is actually just a 1, 3, which gives us our 8 and 3. See how much fun this is when you read all the rules or apply all the rules? Now this has to be our 3, so this is our path. Well, these are most of it. We still don't know where the 8 is. So let's get rid of a lot of this stuff we don't need anymore. And you. That's good enough. We'll make these this way, and then we'll keep going. All right. So this can't be 4. What more can we can put these digits in. What are they? 2, 7, and 9. So you're not 7, you're not 9. You guys are 1, 4, and 8. Okay, the 6 went in the 3rd position. Okay, we've got to refocus. The 7. Well, this can't be a 1, obviously, because we can't put the 1 and the 7 in the same place. So this digit has to accompany or account for either of those. So 2, and we'll just go through the options and then remove, because obviously we're gonna have it. I'm just gonna run through it. So 2, 3, 8, 9. Well, guess what? The only one that we can do is 9. So that's 9, which means this is 7. Now this has to be a 7. That tells us the 8 is in the 7th position, which is this one, which gives us our 6. This is not 8. We know what that is. We need to figure out these last 2 regions. So where could the 2 possibly go? Go in, well, can't go in 2 because we can't have a 2 saying there's a 2 and 2. So it's either 3, 5, or 6, so it's either 3 or 5. Which means this one or this one is the 2. What about you? Where could the 3 go? Because this is box 3. Well, can't go in the 3rd position. So one of these will be the 3. So this has to either be a 2 or a 5. Okay. Well, actually, it can't be a 2, can it? Oh, no, it could be. I was thinking that creating the 2, 3 would break this. but I don't think it does. Anyway, one of these is a 3. So now we have a lot more digits to work with, which is good. So let's see if we can Sudokify this thing. 2's go there. I don't really like that. 2's no. 3, there we go. That one gives us a 3, which tells us, well, we already had it. This one is the 3. Therefore, I don't know that we can finalize those yet. Not too much doing on those 4s. Okay, there we go. This can't be a 5, so it's a 2, which means this is a 3, which means this is the 2 and this is the 5. Good. Slow, but we're getting there. That's not 2. Let's go through and finalize this. Hopefully, this has to be 4. One of these is 2. Can't rule this out as being a 2 because we could put a 1 here. This is not a 2. Nope, okay. 3s. Oh yeah, we can do those. 1s and 3s. We should be able to be done with the 3s. Yeah. What about those 1s now? So we have a little bit more info. Yep, this is 1. One of these is, and this one can't be, so this is. You're not. What else? You are. And you are. I think that should give us all our 1s, right? Yep. That's all of them. Again, we have, I think, an X-Wing on 2s that we could work with. Well, it's not even really an X-Wing. Well, I guess we do have a 2 here, which looks up here. So 7, 9, and 2. What else? 3s? No. 4 has to go here. Why it's not seeing these very well for some reason. 5s. One of these is a 5. One of these is a 5, which means this is 5. Oh, we had that sitting there anyway. Is there anything obvious like that that I'm looking at I can just do instead of going down the list of everything? One of these is a 4. This is an 8. This is a 4-6 pair. This has to be a 7-9 pair. Those aren't quite determined. What is this again? This is 2, 5, and 9. This is not 5. This is not 9. Oh, this... Wait, no. Stop doing these things. 2, 5, and 6. Not 5. That 8, though, does say this is the 8, and that's going to finalize our path. Therefore, this isn't. And we can get rid of our lines that we don't need anymore. Good. Alrighty, this is either 2 or 6. Okay, we'll go back to the Sudoku then. X-Wings, done. One of those 2, is that useful? One of these, is that useful? I don't think so. 5 will fit in here. One of these is a 5. This could still be a 5 because this could be a 6. Oh wait, this can't be a 2 anymore now because of the 1, 3 that we finally placed. This is not 2, this is. Which means this is 6. These are not 6s. This is not a 2. What are these guys? 4 and 6? 4, 6. The 2 here says the 5 and the 2. We'll do that. And then this is a given 9. These then have to be 5 and 6, and this is the 5 and this is the 6. 7, 8. And this is not 1, so this is. Is that all the ones? It appears to be. This is a given digit now. It is 9, which is going to give us the 7 and the 9. This is 4 or 6, and it can't be 6, so it's 4, 6, 4. That 4 gives us the 8, and then we know these are what? 6 and 7. We can do that as well. 7, 6, 8, 7, 8, 9. These two are 4 and 7, so 4, 7, 8, 4, 6, 4. There we go. Solve the puzzle. Solution is correct. Took a little while to get through the intro on that one. For some reason, I just was not seeing it very well. But once we started thinking about going beyond just a couple of digits, we could really start to pare back the paths that could get through. So I did enjoy that puzzle. I remember it seems like it was fairly same concept of that much older puzzle that we had done. And it was really figuring out what paths are possible, which ones are not, and you could surprisingly pare it down by how things were set up. So good puzzle. Really enjoyed that one. Hope you all did as well. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.